Hello everyone, this is Paris. Welcome to Budgetholics. Tesla just announced they bought $1.5 billion worth of Bitcoin in their recent 10K filing. If you want to learn more about Bitcoin, check out my Understanding Bitcoin video, for which I leave a link here and down in the description. And as everything Elon Musk does lately, it all started with a tweet. On December 20th, 2020, Elon Musk tweeted a meme indicating how much Bitcoin tempts him. To this tweet, Michael Saylor, the CEO of MicroStrategy, replied, "If you want to do your shareholders a $10 billion favor, convert the Tesla balance sheet from USD to BTC. Other firms on the S&P 500 would follow your lead, and in time it would grow to become a $1 trillion favor." To which Elon replied, "Are such large transactions even possible?" To which Michael Saylor answered, "Yes, I have purchased over $1.3 billion in Bitcoin in past months and would be happy to share my playbook with you offline, from one rocket scientist to another." Didn't even know that Michael Saylor is a rocket scientist. But okay. And in 2021, the story continued with Elon Musk changing his Twitter bio to #Bitcoin. Later, a series of tweets around GameStop and Dogecoin took place. When our meme lord and savior took pleasure with the losses of Melvin Capital and roasted Vlad Tenev, Robinhood's CEO, on Clubhouse. Afterwards, another series of tweets aligned with another Reddit-hyped coin, Dogecoin, took place, leading us to today, the 8th of February, with the release of the 10K form. A 10K form is an annual report every publicly traded company has to make to the SEC. This form is then published on the website's investor relations webpage. And the latest Tesla 10K form on page 33 reads, "In January 2021, we updated our investment policy to provide us with more flexibility to further diversify and maximize returns on our cash that is not required to maintain adequate operating liquidity. As part of this policy, we may invest a portion of such cash in certain specified alternative reserve assets. Therefore, we invested an aggregate $1.5 billion in Bitcoin under this policy." They said they wanted to diversify their investment policy, meaning that instead of holding cash and losing out to inflation, they chose to purchase Bitcoin. And they specifically say that they bought Bitcoin to maximize their return. They're not using it simply as a reserve currency. It's more of an investment move than a savings one. And they continue by saying, "We expect to begin accepting Bitcoin as a form of payment for our products in the near future, subject to applicable laws, and initially on a limited basis, which we may or may not liquidate upon receipt." So Tesla also joins all the other companies that are currently accepting Bitcoin as a form of payment. And other large players are Fidelity with their BlockFi partnership and Bitcoin-backed loans. If you want to learn more about that, you can watch this video, for which I leave a link here and down in the description. PayPal, Microsoft, Starbucks, and so on. An increase on the number of people starting to accept Bitcoin payments is going to mean two things. Firstly, in the eyes of the public, it's going to further legitimize the currency as something that's not used by drug traffickers and illegal arms traders, but rather as the new form of money that's widely accepted and is now becoming mainstream. Another important key point from this sentence is that they're planning to hold the Bitcoin instead of converting it to fiat currency. What this means is that apart from their current holdings, they may increase their Bitcoin holdings by accepting Bitcoins from their customers and not converting their Bitcoin at all. Elon, if you're watching this, and I know you are, you can sign up to BlockFi and earn 6% interest on your Bitcoin. You can sign up to BlockFi using the link below. And this applies to the rest of you. You can also sign up to BlockFi and earn up to 8.6% on your crypto deposits, plus up to $250 with your first crypto deposit. Tesla's willingness to start accepting Bitcoin as a form of payment means that more people will be holding Bitcoin, hence it will become more scarce. For you Bitcoin holders, this means that your Bitcoin holdings could increase as well. In fact, today Bitcoin saw an increase in price of 13% just from this announcement. The current market capitalization for Bitcoin is $600 billion. Hence, Tesla's purchase is just a small fraction of that. Returning to their 10K statement, and it's amazing how much content you can draw from a single paragraph. Digital assets are considered indefinite-lived intangible assets under applicable accounting rules. Accordingly, any decrease in their fair values below our carrying values for such assets at any time subsequent to their acquisition will require us to recognize impairment charges, whereas we may make no upward revisions for any market price increases until a sale. As we currently intend to hold these assets long term, these charges may negatively impact our profitability in the periods in which such impairments occur, even if the overall market values of these assets increase. What this weird accounting lingo-filled phrase reads is that if prices go up, they're going to hold. And if prices go down, they will utilize a corporate tax option, which will allow them to take advantage of reductions in the price of Bitcoin for tax write-offs, which is something that unfortunately us individuals cannot do. As Kevin from Meet Kevin pointed out with a video he released earlier, Bitcoin might be a volatile asset, but this doesn't make it a risky asset. This is because when you have a risk, you might have volatility, but when you have volatility, you don't always have risk. A change in the price of Bitcoin is determined by supply and demand forces, and many times it has nothing to do with the underlying value of the asset. And you can also see that in the stock market. Even when a company has released no new products, its price might go up or down just because of investor sentiment, what Keynes called animal spirits. An example is the double spend fake news that was spread recently, causing Bitcoin price to go down because retail investors just read the headline and didn't research it further. In fact, in this case, Bitcoin worked exactly as it was intended to, and everything was shorted out in the blockchain. Bitcoin is not yet widely accepted, and it's much like the Internet of Money. In fact, it has been called that by Andreas Antonopoulos. He has literally written the book on Bitcoin and digital currencies. But as time passes by, Bitcoin will gain greater adoption and acceptance. It's the same with the beginning of email. People will start learning about Bitcoin, about the technology behind it. And if you want to do so yourselves, I've made 2 videos on the subject. The first one, Understanding Bitcoin, goes over what Bitcoin is without it being too technical. And the other one, How to Get Bitcoin, goes over the easiest and safest ways to buy Bitcoin. I leave a link for both of those videos down in the description. You can buy Bitcoin through an exchange. The most popular ones right now are Coinbase and Gemini, and I leave a link for both of them down in the description. Keep in mind, I'm not a financial advisor, and this video is for entertainment purposes only. Anything I say is just my thoughts, my opinion, and it is not intended to be advice or sway your investing decisions in any manner. When it comes to investing, always do your own research, and if you need further help, seek the advice of a certified financial advisor or an accountant. As people start learning more about Bitcoin, and as more people announce that they're either buying Bitcoin or they're being paid in Bitcoin, more people will start incorporating Bitcoin in their lives, as it happened with the internet. Tesla is currently the second largest publicly traded holder of Bitcoin. The first, of course, is MicroStrategy, which was founded and run by the guy you saw earlier, Michael Saylor. MicroStrategy currently holds $2.5 billion worth of Bitcoin, and there is a number of other players. PayPal is starting to incorporate Bitcoin both for their users and will start using it as a means of payment, and a number of other companies are also accepting Bitcoin payments. And the ways to open a wallet or even become a node for Bitcoin, MicroStrategy is currently the largest publicly traded holder of Bitcoin. They have $2.5 billion worth of Bitcoin, and it's just another company on the list. And PayPal, Microsoft, and a number of other companies are also starting to accept Bitcoin payments, with a number of people starting to utilize this new technology. And retail investors and shops that are accepting Bitcoin payments increasing, the adoption rate of this technology is going to increase at an exponential rate. Right now, we have no clue how Tesla bought their Bitcoin. If I had to guess, I'd say they most probably used MicroStrategy. But we'll find out at some point in the future. Let me hear what your thoughts are on Bitcoin and what you think on this current story, either as a Bitcoin holder or as a Tesla shareholder. Until we meet again, don't stop investing.